Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a fantastic rack. I've got the blank. I am surely bingoing. I've got Guttles with the blank as a T. Gluteus with the blank as a U. I think. So what if opponent changes? And they do. So, Guttles, that was my thought. 468. And pretty good set of 7 random tiles. May not be a bingo here, but I'm not far off. So I've got the man and men suffix. Yeah, I'm not seeing a 7. Let me consider the floaters. Nothing with a G. U. Not with the T or the L. How about an E? Wow, this feels close, but I'm not seeing anything. And then the S. No. Okay. Oh, wow. Fantastic bingo by opponent. Extinguishing my early lead. So a few more floaters to consider, but I'm not optimistic. What about an A? No. M? No. N. And E already considered. So, what am I going to do? I've got Hayem. 35 points. Vulnerable rack leave, although all bingo-y. $23 points, keeping an E. So Hayem definitely better. Is it really right to give up on looking for a bingo? Yeah, I think so. So anything better than Hayem? Not that I can see. And there is a floating E in Guttles. Wow, pretty grim. 2 L's to add to the one I kept, and an N, likewise. So this is really grim. Okay, well, the game has been adjudicated in my favour. And I had noticed that I think Snell down from the S would have been better than changing. But let's see what I missed. It was opponent to go first. They have cinemas. And they changed. Bizarre. Okay, I have a choice of bingos. Wow, I think opponent just passed rather than exchanging. They do now play their bingo, amnestic. Ulme B5. Yeah, that's better than changing. And I guess I could have played ham or even may in that spot. Hem, keeping a vowel with the 3 consonants, that would have been better than my play. And this is where opponent bailed. And they could have played whapped A7. Okay, but they didn't. They left. Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've just had a game against this same opponent who bailed after 3 moves, and the game was adjudicated in my favour, so we'll see how we get on with this one. I've got a good rack. Is there a bingo here? Surely there is. I've got the out prefix. But I'm not seeing anything with that. I've got the auto prefix as well. So let me look for 7s and 8s, trying to keep in mind, I think, P and T. Not seen anything so far. I've got head as a prefix. This rack with P or T. Q to go with the U. Authored. Oh, fantastic. I have a bingo. I was starting to lose hope. Okay, let me get this down before opponent bails. And pretty good set of 7 random tiles. There could well be another bingo here. F, not massively bingo-y, but it goes reasonably well with this rack. I've got the INF beginning. I would have fairings through a G. I've got the air prefix with fin. Anything with the P. Paraffins is 2 A's, 1 I think. What about an A? No. How about an O? Okay, so opponent's taken out a lot of floaters, but has provided a few 2-letter sets to consider. Nothing with ZO. What about AR? I've got the infra prefix with IS. No. RE. No. ID. No. Okay. Now, my F can go very nicely next to this A. I could do this. And this is an excellent 5-letter set. Zari takes an S, so there is a 7-letter S lane. It's not setting up anything massive for opponent. The other spot for the F is next to RE. But then I can't see anything which is better than my current move. And if takes R and S in front, so I think this is pretty decent. Oh, wow, and all I do is duplicate tiles on my rack. So, wow, that's brutal. So this rack plus a P, we're dead level. Nothing with the P. Even if there are bingos here, which are 9s, they're going to be difficult to spot. I've got rain as a prefix, 26 for opponent, with INS. Now, opponent's provided a floating D. Not seeing anything there. G, not available as a bingo floater. There's FA. Not seeing anything there. Neither A or I goes in front of P. So I could play Rin. That's pretty lame. I don't have anything to go next to AR apart from the S. What about coming down from the Y? Zoa is good, but I want to sort out the duplicates. So how far am I away from raininess? E and S. Azo is good. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any good candidate plays at all at the moment. But why don't I do this? Setting up a new S lane, not really obstructing the existing bingo lanes. Yeah, I'm not setting up anything massive for opponent. I'm going with this. Okay, well, I duplicate the A this time. I think the lack of an E is hampering my bingo prospects. The E of groped not available. Wow, 50 points for opponent. That's good. Could there be a 7 here? Radians. Fantastic. I am bingoing. So, where to go? Do I pluralize Zari, opening up row O, or do I play in row J? And any other options? What about a play through IDE? Not seeing one. Not seeing anything through the D. So let me see how these scores compare. Radians for 80. Or Radians for 13 fewer points, setting up a double-double, providing loads of bingo-y floaters in the open. I'm going for the biggest score. Radians for 80. Okay, pretty good for 7 random tiles. I may not have a bingo here, but a couple of good scoring tiles in the M and the V. So I've got move, bottom left. And what do I have in the middle? I have moan. But I'd like to play off the V with the M or instead of the M. And I don't think I can do that in column 8. Ide takes an A. Van is good. So I've got vom, but that leaves too many vowels. Great. Opponent plays for only 33 points and leaves alone my move spot. Well, I have this as an alternative. 38. To 33. I think I prefer the lower score in terms of the rack leave. This rack leave is much better than EO. I'm going with this. Well, another non-bingo rack, but a good scoring tile in the W. And I do have a vowel for going in front of the P, so I could play O. It would be nice to sort out the duplicate N as well, and I'm sure there will be options to do that. I've got Wayne in column 7 for 20 odd points. I lead by 14, so quite a slender lead, but plenty of tiles to come, including a blank. Now, am I sure there's no bingo here? I think so. What would the W be doing in such a bingo? Down? But I'm not seeing anything else. Riff takes nothing in front. I could play now, which sorts out the duplicate N. That leaves a vowel-heavy rack. 15 minutes on opponent's clock, 13 on mine. Great, just 17 for opponent, but only 2 tiles, so they could be nursing a bingo-y set of tiles. And 3 S's to come. Uke takes an S. What about doing this? 34 points. Taking out the Uke danger, albeit at the expense of setting up a hotspot in column 15, but I'm setting up 2 hotspots. However, the top one, not as hot as the bottom one, but the rack leaves good. Row J is a super hot bingo lane in terms of bingos that can play there, even though they're going to be face value. I'm going with this. Wow, fantastic. Surely I am bingoing now. I've got beating in column 15 and in row J. But is opponent going to get their bingo in first? Well, if they do, there'll be, well, a new bingo lane in column 14, but with a lot of overlaps. Beating will get the B tripled in row J, which is good. Probably quite a few other bingos with this rack. But no other lanes to consider, so at the moment, beating in row J and column 15 score the max. Any chance of a column 1 bingo ending in M? I don't think so. No, not that I can see. Beatings, if opponent plays a non-bingo in column 15 and I play beating in row J, I'm providing a ton of useful floaters. So, what else do I have? I have abnegate in row B, but that's opening up row A. Anything ending RE? Not that I can see. What about a play ending in A or A something? Nope. What about a play ending in D? Oh, wow. 105-point bingo for opponents. Not sure why that took so long to find. And opponent goes into a 70-point lead. And they did have an S. Okay, so endow was a perfect move for them. But they've got 7 random tiles, so I'm less worried about them bingoing through these floaters. So beating for 71. Wow, that is a great pick. There could be a bingo here. Non-crime through an N. Wow, 7 random tiles. That's a lot better than average. So what about the beating floaters? Anything with a B? No. E. Great, opponent drew a ton of vowels and left all these floaters alone. Can I capitalize? So this rack plus an E, 11 minutes on my clock. Not seeing anything with an E. What about an A? Wow, that looks so close. Cora mine doesn't fit. Can't think of an anagram. What about a T? Wow, I could be missing several here. Incomer is a 7. Does that go anywhere? No, I don't think so. T. No, what about an I? Wow, Is it possible there's no bingo here? There's also T and A, Manticore, and Cremation. Nope. I and D. No. Wow. Just looking for any other lanes as bingo's ending FA. Not many of those. Putty doesn't take anything in front. 9 minutes on my clock, 18 tiles to come. I can play mock, bottom right. But it'll be disappointing to miss a bingo here because it'll be fairly high probability. Combiner. Oh, and that fails just. So this rack plus an E. What am I missing? And an A, that looks even better. So I saw Coramine. Does Coramine have an anagram? And Coramine may not be good. No, and T also looks a great tile. No, I'm going to have to bail on the bingo. But I have mock here for 27 points, which is going to draw me level. This rack leave is good. And the floating E of Endow plus the beating floaters means I should have a shot at a bingo with a half-decent draw. So reluctant to pull the trigger on this. Intercom. That's the play through a T. Well, that doesn't fit. I'm going with mock. Oh, well, okay, so not good. I'm back to these wretched L's. The wretched L's was in the last game where opponent bailed. I had 3 L's and 2 N's on my rack. So this doesn't look great. 2 points between us. So this rack plus a B could end Bell. Or Bill. No, E. No, A. T, I. No, now opponents played. Where have they gone? Great, so they haven't blocked these floaters, which is good. Plays Boyo for 29 points. Nice score. I don't have anything to go above the B. R goes above YA, but I'm looking to get rid of an L. "11 tiles in the bag, 7 minutes on my clock." Very difficult to make a play which doesn't block these floaters. And I think as I trail, it's to my advantage to keep them open. But opponent can easily score 20 or 30 points. Still F, W, X, and V as scoring tiles to come. Can I open a new lane? Double L NRT is a dismal collection of consonants. I could do this for 8 points, keeping a really good rack. Let me count the remaining vowels. 7 out of 18. Wow. Well, this is only burning 1 vowel and getting rid of a lot of consonants. Opponent must be drawn to row A, and if they're not, Well, lintel is taking out this floating E, but it's replacing it with a good bingo lane and leaving alone the floaters in beating. So I've got 2 bingo lanes available. Just wondering, but this is only 8 points, so what about playing just tell? Allowing bingos ending in E or S. 5 minutes on my clock. How good is liner? I don't think it's nice at all. There are a lot of, apart from FUVWX, everything else is bingo. There are 2 L's to come, so I think I do need to play off both L's. I am going with lintel for 8. Well, I draw an S. Wow, I also draw vowels, and there weren't many of them. There are only 3 vowels unseen. If opponent wants to take out row A, they're going to have to burn a vowel. So do I have anything with this rack, with this 5 vowel rack? Oh, wow, 53 for opponent. 2 vowels left, 2 tiles in the bag. I trail by 70. 5 minutes on my clock. So let me consider the floaters, and it's going to be the floating consonants B and T. No. Opponent's created a new lane in row B. So I need to get rid of the U, which I could do with Gu and Nu. But why don't I do this? I am emptying the bag, but there are 2 lanes. There's row B and there's the floaters in beating. I trail by 70. So opponent could outrun me anyway, but I think this maximizes my chances of winning. I have to bingo to win. I'm with 2 1-point tiles. I'm not going to score much more than 11 on this board. Flex I is good. Yeah, I'm going with Yule. Okay, so do I have anything? I have Snaria and Sierran. Neither plays in row B. Not seeing anything with a B. What about an E? I have re-arisen through this E. What about an A? Doesn't look good. T. Trainers, restrain. Terrains, transire. No, what about an I? No, so it's just re-arisen at the moment. Yeah, and it's just the two 7s. So opponents scored well, blocked, re-arisen, and leads by 97 points. So my race is run. I'll get 8 on countback if I bingoed, so I need 89 to draw, and I'm not even going to get that if I double. But have I considered all of the bingos through the T? 3 minutes on my clock. So retrains, trainers, transire. Restrain. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything there. Am I sure there's nothing through an I? No, B in last place, pretty useless. Does re-arisen have an anagram? I don't think it does. Okay, so what to do now? Row C was a bingo lane for bingos ending in A. Row E for bingos ending double I. Bingos ending FAS in row F. No, not seeing anything. So opponent's got list. Are they going out with that? Probably through a floater in beating. They would have stilt, for example. That looks pretty lame. 1 minute on my clock. Wow, so few scoring spots on this board. Okay. I'm going with Ains for 22. I'm sure opponent's got an out somewhere. Yeah, they have style in column 3, but I don't think I could block everything. But were there some missed bingos earlier? There could have been. What if opponent doesn't go out? 11 minutes on their clock. I don't think I'm going out with what I've got, but I could stick an eye on the end of flex. Opponent surely going out in 2 if they don't go out in 1. And opponent goes out. And the final score, 394 to me, 482 for opponent, a winning margin of 88 points. So well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. So opponent to go fast. They play putty. I have this great start with authored. Outheard is its anagram. And those are the only 2 bingos. Wow, I didn't realise it was a 70-point play with the Z. Now my rack, no bingo here. N6, Fairs and Zaris. What do? I play if for 26, and I like that play. It's only 8 off the top play, and this rack leave is excellent. Opponent's rack, they play groped. Again, no bingo. And again, this row N play is rack wrecking and opening row O, so I don't like it. So even though it's a 15-point sacrifice, I'm preserving the S, which is worth 8 to 10. So overall, I think in is a much better play. Opponent with the Q plays Ache for 50, which was a great spot. Now I have Radians. That is the only bingo playable in 3 spots, and this scores most. Opponent plays Jack, which I thought was good. Could have punished me a lot more if they'd got the J doubled. Now, I thought about Maven and went with Move because I preferred the rack leave. Opponent plays UKE from this rack, keeping QUERS. Wow. Now, I play Endow, which even though opponent had a bingo rack, or I implied they had a bingo rack leave, I still like. The score, 34 points, is half a bingo, and it sorts my rack out. Now, opponent has this 105-point play, and suddenly I need a bingo. However, I get one. I've got beating for 82. Oh, beating did actually play in column 14 for 82. I only got 71. Yeah, so the column 14 play would have been better. Because even though Well, I would have had a 10-point lead. Yeah, I should have played it in column 14. Now, opponent's rack. They play Adoi. No bingo, wow. I was expecting one to pop up. Crime playable over the top of Radiance for 28. What do? I play Mock for 27, keeping Rain, so I like my play. It's only 1 point off the top and a much better rack leave. The opponent plays Boyo, and now my rack's gone south, only 11 tiles to come. K1, Rillet, 25 points, taking out all of these floaters. Well, I'm 30 points behind. I made the decision that my best route to victory was via a bingo. So I played Lintel, creating a new lane. Now opponent has flex. And yeah, I could have played flexi, leaving one in the bag, but not a great rack leave. 4 vowels, including a U. So I played Yule. Opponent plays Vor. And now finally, no bingo, but there was a double-double non-bingo in Serati. I play Ains, and opponent goes out with Style, and they could have moved all of those tiles 1 square to the left and played Stilb. And that was the end of the game. So, what a game. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Very well played by opponent. Wide open board. Whole of the top left available at the end and accessible. And quite a few bingos played. I think the key move was perhaps playing beating in row J rather than column 14. Beating, that would have left available a bingo lane in row J and would not have provided the floaters, so there would have still been openings for a bingo, and beating in column 14 would have scored more. Anyway, fantastic fun as always. Many congratulations to opponent. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.